Okay, what's up there, everybody? And we're going to be taking a look at the Nintendo Direct partner show was just earlier today, and they had a special announcement here for Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. And we are going to take a look through the whole video first, and then go over what some of the exciting news is. So that was, of course, earlier today. And let's take a look and see all of the cool stuff that is going to be going on with this special announcement from Nintendo. All right. That dog sitting in the background. The smiley faces on the bus seats.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Okay, so this is the big surprise. It says pre-order now, which we could, but we didn't know what the date was. It says digital version on sale from September 12th, 2024. Physical version November 22nd. So it is going to be out September 12th digitally. If you want the physical version, you have to wait until November 22nd. So that is the information that was dropped through by Nintendo earlier today. Now, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is going to be available on PlayStation, PC, and let's see here. It was PlayStation, PC, and I had oh, Nintendo. Nintendo. It's right in front of my face. Yeah, PlayStation, PC, and Nintendo. Very, very exciting stuff to see. Um, we finally have a date here. Now, they did announce this right before Evo. So I went to Evo and was able to play it. I was not able to get up close footage of the game or of the collection because it's still being basically developed and it's a surprise. That's the point of all of this. But the only thing I can say is it was remastered visually. The music was remastered. Audio was great. They had everything was very smooth. So play wise, it was great. The menu system was easy to understand, and it was great. It was very, very nice. Being able to experience it and everything. We're going to go through and take a look at some of the things going on in the trailer here. So, some of the things here that they did have a very nice menu of all of the games that are in the collection, and it was very easy to navigate, and it was very clear and just mainstream. In this collection, they have all of the original songs and they're remastered. They sound very good. They have the gallery where they have sketches of the characters and everything and, original art. They have advanced and current training mode and training room, which we're going to come back to that. You can access your hit and your hurt boxes, one button specials. If you're playing, you can save the game in mid match or at midpoints of the game. The original arcade marquees are available for you to look at. You can have casual matches. There is rollback. You can have ranked matches. You can have lobbies. And it's basically what they're doing is, and this is very important because Disney is involved with this, with Marvel. They took all of the current amenities of the games that we have now, and they said, you know what, classic games, you guys may have come first. We're going to go put you guys in a nice present, wrap you up in a bow, and we're going to give you the all of the online advancements that we have had now with rollback, with the ranked matches, the leaderboards, the custom lobbies, the casual lobbies, things like that. Things that we didn't have access to back then, and things that they were really able to tweak and iron out over the years currently. That is all now available to these games that a lot of that stuff didn't exist at all. These games were before the internet. These games were before the internet. That's huge. To keep that in mind. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. The art that they have around the corners of these games is the art that was on the arcade cabs. You'd have your screen, and then you would have the border of the characters' movesets, art of the characters, art on the sides. And what they're trying to do with that is they're literally building the cab digitally. So here, how we're seeing here, where it says X-Men Children of the Atom, that's the marquee. Very, very neat. But at the same time, it does something else. Some of these games, they didn't have that broader screen going. So you're also really keeping things the way it was originally, fit to size, and none of it's being manipulated, so then you have your marquees on the side, and then you have your game in the center there. I'm happy, that they were able to do all of this, and then they put it in a nice collection so that's all together. To be honest, I mean, they could have separated it all and said, hey, look, okay, if you want to buy each game, this is how much it's going to be for each game separately. But they didn't. They put it all together really nicely. In my opinion, when you start to see things like this happening with licenses, and we're dealing with multiple licenses here. We're dealing with the Capcom license and the Disney Marvel license. Disney had acquired the Marvel license from Fox, and now has control of Marvel, because Capcom is reintroducing these games, and completely made them, real. They updated them and made them, real shiny and new again. Is a testament to show that there has to be communication going back and forth between Capcom and Disney, and there has to be communication going back and forth between Capcom, Disney, and Marvel, because none of this would happen if these three entities weren't in contact with each other. That gives a lot of positive thought to a possible another Marvel Capcom game of whatever it may be. A lot of us would hope for Marvel vs. Capcom 4. We don't know, but we know that there is communication going on because of this. This is a very, very, very big deal. There have been a lot of reports coming back that the numbers at retro scenes have grown have grown since this announcement, but also in the people that had played these games in their areas, right? You could have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 competitors, and they're saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to go to my local scene, or I'm going to hop online and start researching this or checking this out, or seeing what's going on with this. A lot of people then would start going to the larger offline tournaments. We're going to be seeing an uptick in competitors because of this. And then there are people that just enjoy retro games in general, and they're going to see this and think it's cool, and they're going to want to buy it. And then they're probably going to say, if they see a competition for it, they'll enter. And then we'll see new players, coming and wanting to compete in this. Especially because of what this can offer, because this can offer ranked and leaderboards. And that's a big deal, because this is a licensed product. Now, I guarantee that there's people that are very, very serious players, and they're on Fightcade. But this is licensed. So I bet what's going to happen is that people are going to be heading over to the collection, and they're also going to be wanting to get their numbers and leaderboard ready for the collection. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how many people are going to be getting involved, and how it's going to turn out for that. Having access to unlockable characters, having access to one-button supers, is really great. Yeah, and really, when it comes to something like this, you can't ask for much more because they did everything they could with these classic games to bring them into today's time. And really, what it is you're taking a game that's already been made and you're giving it all the new things. And then the next thing you know, you're giving it additional things and things that we didn't have access to in that was locked in the game and wasn't even invented at the time. And really what it does is it takes these games and it turns them into a totally brand new game. And it's something that's very nostalgia and really plays and is the game, but at the same time it's also new. So it's very, very cool. Very cool there. PlayStation 4. The Switch wasn't originally announced. That's right. That's right. Yes. Being able to play online is a crazy feature. I feel like Marvel is just in charge of licensing and the final say. I agree with that, but it depends on and this is the only reason why I kind of know this. A buddy of mine and I were trying to get some companies to talk back and forth to get some characters to go back and forth between these two companies, and it for fun. You know what I mean? And it was, we had heard that when it comes to licenses, and generally any company would be, hey, this is our license. We want you to treat our property with respect, right? Ideally. Some companies have different levels of availability, right? So this is what you can do with the characters. This is what you can't do. This is the light that you can shine on them. This is things that you can't do. Or this is how we want the game ideally to look if we are involved, and depending on how much of our involvement is there or not. And some companies get very, very, very protective. And one of the companies we knew was actually, we didn't know at the time, but had heard down the line that they were nervous. And I thought, oh, I didn't know, but everybody would get nervous if you created something or you have something or you own it, and then you fill out all these legal paperwork and you say, okay, here, we're giving you legal access to everything, and then they create something, and then the next thing you know, it's absolutely everywhere, and then it may not exactly be what you thought what it was. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But I think that if Disney's involved and Marvel's involved, they may say, I think that we're just gonna sort of hope that our characters are in a good light, and that's it. But you better believe that I think they're gonna have a very close eye on everything that's going on, because it's Marvel. Because it's Marvel. Amazing what they can do with the old games now. And the kids who didn't grow up with these games think of them. The funny thing is that it still amazes me when I see the graphics and I go, oh my God. Back then, when I saw these graphics, I thought, this is just really outstanding. When I see the graphics today, I still go, how the hell Did we even have all this back then? It still blows my mind. It blew my mind when I was a little kid, and it still blows my mind now. That the graphics are just very, very good. Very good. Especially the early graphics are very good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is just a handful of years after Super Mario Brothers. This is before the internet. Can you imagine that? Before the internet. I can't even, it just completely blows my mind. Just, and how smooth it all is. And then how everybody sounds. The sound is just so good. Here's your marquee again. Here's your marquee on the sides. Remember, because guys, this was on CRT TVs. We're on the square box cube TVs. We didn't have this whole more picturesque rectangular view. It was a square. And they were big and very heavy. If you were lucky, it was big. This is when the graphics, you can still tell, start getting a little better there. Yeah. This game is still very, very, very competitive and popular. My goodness. I remember going to a couple of Northeast Championships, NECs, and they would have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournaments, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 money matches. Man, and we used to watch those matches, and it was really something. Boy, they were getting really, really, really hype. It was really something. And for a beat 'em up, I mean, to compete with Fatal Fury and everything, this is fantastic. Look at that. Ken with the uppercut. Uppercut special right there. Raw uppercut special Ken. They couldn't even. They said, you know what, we're just gonna put this in here for the Ken players real quick. Oh my god, look at that. Jeez. Even Wolverine couldn't escape it. That's crazy. Ken players. What the heck? I remember seeing the Punisher in the corner of a roller rink. Very cool. Yeah. Those are pretty popular around here because they would do they were roller skating and everything, but then they also in the evenings turned to roller hockey, and roller hockey really took off. Yeah, yeah.
Here comes a new challenger.
Tiger!
Oh, hey there. Hey, what's up there? How are you? What's going on there? Hey, what's up? What's up? How are you? It's good to see you. Have you been going to those go for brokes? That's near you, right? Near your area? I'm doing okay. I think Go for Broke is well, that's Philly. Nerd Street. I know Kyle's been doing them. You're in New York. Okay. Yeah, Kyle's been doing these tournaments once a month, and I hear they're pretty good. If you're ever able to head over to Philly in Nerd Street, the Nerd Street building or something, um, sometimes he gets some pretty good pots going for that. You should go. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you do really well. You do really really well there. Yeah. Never had time to go. Philly's a little far. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good though. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I was just talking about that. I said I'm going to have to see if there's a tournament in November I can try to get to. Ideally, I like to try, usually, well, if I can get the price of a bus ticket or a low price on a plane, I'll go, wherever. But if I can't find like a, like something, but a cheaper flight, or price or whatever, I'll probably take a bus out and see what that's like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know it's early. It's really early. Do you know,
Tiger!
oh, thank you so much. Hey, Taco. Thank you so much. Do you know Alex Smith? Buster the Amtrak? No? Alex Smith? He's he's an OG. He's in Massachusetts. Um he played a lot of Abel in Street Fighter 4. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 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 you did. So uh John, New York, Joni Faye's, I got an arcade stick, and we just got done cutting it. We just got done with the plastic, or he just got done with the plastic, and mailed it to Alex, and we just picked all of the components tonight. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We just picked the buttons and the wiring and the joystick, and I got a Nobi joystick cuz I like well, for Tekken, But what's really good with it is this one has a square gate in it. So I just got used. I had it. I still have. I have an Alpha N, and I really like it. But under a lot of pressure, I need the corners. So I said, you know what? Um, let's try the Nobi. I still have the Alpha N here, and then I have a cross up, so I have the Alpha N, the cross up, and um, it has a dislocating joystick top. So, if I need to put it in my book bag, all I have to do is just twist it off, take it off, and then that's it. It's ready to go. I can't believe it. Yeah. Yeah, top notch stick. Yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We got Alex also picked out a bunch of LEDs for it. So hopefully it'll be all crazy and everything, and we'll see. We'll see. It should be really good. It should be really good. Um when we have it all lined up and everything, um I know John's going to be at East Coast Throwdown, and then we can get some pictures, and then hopefully he can put it on his website. Yeah, it'll look like it'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited. Hopefully, that'd be pretty nice. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see. So what are you up to? Anything good? Do you have any tournaments or anything coming up, or everything's good? Some random games? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You play multiple games very, very well. Very, very well. Yeah. CVS 2? I think that there's a very, very good chance we're going to be seeing a CVS 3. Yeah. Very good. Very good chance of that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, I would think they're probably working on it now. I think. Terry and Mai, yeah, they're going to be great for Street Fighter 6. Oh man, yeah, I think Terry, the way Terry looks like he's playing and everything, I bet you he's going to be in top 8 Capcom Cup. Absolutely. I really think so. I really, really think so. A hidden announcement. Maybe. He's going to win. Maybe he could. He could. He's got everything he needs. He's got everything he needs. I think because he does that lane movement, and they said she like her big thing is aerial and wall climbing and things like that. I bet you she's gonna have something then for being up doing something. Looking forward to Terry and Mai. It's gonna be a big difference. Yeah, absolutely. The lane changing. That's right. Yeah, Fatal Fury 4. Yeah, that's right. Gonna crash the game. That's how. Well, maybe we gotta hope. We gotta hope not. Everyone will. Well, you know what? Yeah, no, that is true, because they said that with Terry's coming in, it already changed the combo system. You're right. They did say that. They said it changed the combo system, and I think that's the reason why they announced Akuma when they did, because Akuma has crazy juggles, right? He has extended juggles, and Terry, I think, really is sort of in the realm of where Akuma is. Yeah, yeah. He does. He might. We'll see. This whole you can use what you bank in your drive gauge to make your level 2 even better, and then even better. They said you could just cash it all in to be absolutely to do an absurd amount of damage. That's going to really be interesting. Really be interesting to see. Yeah. But then again, you have to have the execution to do it. And you have to have the drive gauge. The drive gauge to do it too. And the level 2, but yeah, he's going to be. I can't help but wonder how they're going to balance him out. He looks like he's going to be real good. All his combos might be a little related to his real bout, the chains that he has. Maybe. In depth, you can do way more than what you already know with him. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I like the fact that they have characters that people that know how to play at high levels can feel that they can spread their wings some. You know what I mean? They feel like they can express themselves by doing all of that, because they have the ability to. So I say go for it. I remember in Street Fighter 4 when this was starting to become an issue where people were starting to say, well, should we start worrying about, making things a little easier and whatever? And then it was no, for the new characters that were coming in. And the answer was no. We have the focus attack system. It's you do a ridiculous combo, you use the focus attack system in addition to that, and then you let the damage go, and the damage is and what the character can do is balanced with what execution that you have and your ability to do it, and that makes sense. I always felt that made sense, but if they're bringing that back, for certain characters in 6 and everything, I say go for it. You make them very, high execution, make them difficult, but the balance, the reward matches the means. Go ahead, and it's entertaining to watch because sometimes they get dropped, and then it's a huge upset. Have a lot of options, whereas neutral will be top notch. Yes. Some of his range is very good. Yeah. Also looking forward to the collections Capcom are making. Yeah, your wallet. Yeah. Get ready. We still need to talk about the SNK one. Yeah, we still need to talk about the Capcom Fighting Game Collection number 2. They need a Tekken one. Oh, man. I can't even imagine. I was saying they should have some sort of a Tekken flashback or nostalgia pack where they could have some of the characters and it'd be, the Tekken 1 versions, but in the updated graphics, Oh, my God. That'd be ridiculous. I mean, I can't even imagine. What that'd be like. And we were just talking about that too. I said, these games came out before the internet. And what's so crazy is, even back then, and when I see it now, I go, they look really good. I remember being a little kid and looking at this and going, this is really good. And today I saw it again and I said, man, it just looks good. But the funny thing about because it's 2D. The interesting thing about Tekken is, in my opinion, 3D games, and we'll specifically talk about Tekken. Tekken in particular has come so far these games have always looked very good. But that's also because they're 2D games, right? Tekken has gone across a universe of development to a point now that it's so far exceeded anything I think anybody even could have ever imagined. Because I remember seeing that as a kid, and I remember playing Super Turbo, and I'd go, man, because I remember seeing these blocked people, and I'm going, oh my gosh, and they kind of look like blocks, and I'm like, oh man, what's up with all of this? And then you have ST, but then that's a 2D game, and the amount of development and just everything that Tekken has had is just unbelievable. It really is. It's really, really something. And if you look at it now and compare it to back then, it'll like blow your mind. That's me. I'm like, I kind of look at it and I can, well, like I said, you can never compare. People always ask me to compare Street Fighter and Tekken. I'm like, you can't, because they're two completely different things. You're dealing with 2D and 3D. But if you look at the amount of changes, I mean, adaptations, I would have to say everything that the 3D games have gone through has just been really something. Really, really something. Early 3D fighters. Virtual Fighter. That's right. Virtual Fighter, yep, it was the first. Absolutely. Yep. Soul Edge. Well, you know what? And that Hearthstone, I never played that. But I saw it. I saw parts of it and everything. Yeah. I'm surprised with the new one. Yeah. Virtual Fighter 6. When they did the remake, the update for Virtual Fighter 5, there were people really supporting it. 2 years ago, I got to go to Evo Japan, and my buddies and I at night went to an arcade, and there was a Virtual Fighter 5 like warm up tournament. And it was pretty packed with Virtual Fighter players, and they were good. They streamed it. It was a big interest in it, and they were getting ready for it was the pre-tournament, and it was Virtual Fighter. Yeah, they were doing really well. Too much on Sonic right now. Well, here's the reason why. Sonic is their like face, and extremely popular, right? So they turned Sonic into a huge marketing pool. Kids love Sonic. I remember being a kid and even I loved Sonic. I had a Nintendo. And then for years, I asked my parents for a Sega. For years, I asked them for a Sega Genesis, and they were like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "You don't understand." I was like, "Please." And then finally, one Christmas, I got one. Yeah, and I had Sonic 2 on it. Yeah. And it was a big deal. It was a big deal. And I think what happened was, and I kind of remember how this went down a little. They were creating Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, and sometimes things go out to sort of see what how the audience relates to things, and some pictures or some information of Sonic went out, and people were kind of like, I don't know, and then they kind of went and changed them a little bit, and then some information about Eggman went out, and Jim Carrey ended up getting involved, and then people had a little bit of thoughts about that and everything, and then I think that they went and even redid something a little bit. And then the next thing you know, they had the movie come out, and it did phenomenally. It did unbelievably well. And then they kept up with all of it. They kept that wave of momentum, and they were able to just use that and then build on it. And then the next thing you know, they have a huge pull for Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, huge. And then Mario jumped on board, you know, and they came out with that Mario movie with Princess Peach. I mean, that was insane. It did insanely well in the theaters. Really, really good. Because what's funny is that the parents want to watch it, the kids want to watch it, everybody else wants to watch it. You know, it's a win-win. It's really something. It's really something. And then at that point, that's when the merchandise takes off and the games take off and everything else. You know, it's really cool. A reboot? Towards the real fans desire a reboot or a comeback of a certain game there. Well, so here's another thing to kind of think about with that. I think for them to stuff like this or reboots, like you're saying, is doing multiple purposes. So what they can do is they can get a game that's already developed, they can make it better and build upon it, and put it out again and make money, right? A return on the investment that they've made in creating it, right? Or fixing it, right? Updating it. But with that, they're also strengthening and working with the bonds that they did with their license holders. And then they're showing them, this worked. If you guys want to do something new with us, this is what we have available, and this is what we did, and here's the audience for it. And there's a demand, right? The problem then becomes, let's say you have a game that's good, that people like, but it's not wildly, insanely popular. So we'll take Darkstalkers, okay? It's a great game. I like Darkstalkers. A lot of people really like Darkstalkers. But the problem is that if you take Darkstalkers and you compare it to Street Fighter is going to win every time. And the reason why is because it's just got a stronger history. It's got a stronger brand. It's more recognizable. And at the end of the day, a lot more people are going to invest in Street Fighter than they would in Darkstalkers. So then I think what happens is that these companies look at that kind of stuff and they go, okay, we have a great title on our hands, but is it going to make the amount of money that we need for the amount of money that we have to spend to make this? And that's where they start getting concerned, because it takes so much money now to make the new games because of all the stuff that goes on behind them. I would love to see a new Darkstalkers game. I think what's going to happen is that we're going to get a versus, some sort of a versus game, or I hope we get to see some Darkstalker DLC characters, because a straight up Darkstalkers game, that's going to be very, very involved in everything. I don't know if they would want to put all of the millions and millions of funding into that. You know, they have to hope that it makes that plus 5 times more back. You know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Listen to the fans on certain titles that need to be returned. Sales pitch. Oh yeah, I think so. I agree. I do. And that's the thing. That's why off and on, and the only reason why I'm saying Darkstalkers is because that's one of the ones that I know the most. That's a really good game that could use a reboot, right? Darkstalkers is a mature game. Mortal Kombat is a mature game. I'm saying, hey, do a Mortal Kombat cross Darkstalkers game, or a Mortal Kombat versus Darkstalkers. And then you could have it in the Mortal Kombat world. You could have the characters look as realistic as you want. You could have Dimitri with getting his head blown off. It would be fine. Nobody would mind. I mean, the things that they do in that game, you could do with all of the graphics and everything of today, and have complete free will with MK. I thought it would have been a really nice combination, but I don't know. I'm probably the only person to think that. But I think it would be really well, because then at the same time you get these two companies and then they're talking back and forth to each other. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to be happening with some of that? But with Virtual Fighter, hopefully after the success of Sonic kind of goes down a little bit, they do take a look at that and see what they can do. The good thing is that with how incredibly successful Sonic is, that's just uplifting that company. So then they could take that and say, hey, let's take some of this funding, and then we can look at some of the other games and try them out, or try them again, Felicia Morgan are Marvel vs. Capcom games. Oh, then their own. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Not Darkstalker player because of crazy inputs. Like a new one, especially 2D. Darkstalkers is gorgeous. It really is. Yes. Yeah. Never a Mortal Kombat Street Fighter game. I think that there were a couple of lines of communication there, but it's remember, we're dealing with varied levels of violence, is what it is. But supposedly, I think there was some talks that maybe Sub-Zero could come over to Street Fighter, which that would be wild. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine, but that would really be something if he was, And I mean, what would his level 3 be like? What would his critical art be like? I don't know. I don't know. That could never happen coming from two different places there. Liu Kang. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Liu Kang could switch. Huh. Yeah, he could. He could be friends with Ken. I think he and Ken could. Yeah, he and Ken could be friends. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, we'd have to see. We'd have to see. Whatever what would happen could happen for something like that. Well, this was a very good conversation for um, the Marvel vs. Capcom uh, announcement here for the fighting game collection. And this was it right there. Bam. September 12th and November 22nd. So lots of very, very good things to look forward to for September 12th, according to Nintendo Direct. And, Nintendo Direct partner showcase. Awesome stuff there. PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC. Very, very, very awesome stuff. Good stuff to look forward to, for sure.